is upon us. The playoff draw has already been made. A few games have been played, and the Triple B ranking is back. Last time we did the Triple B ranking, the secret formula found the winner. It was Fant Fox's Case Dwarfs. The question is, can it do it again? Today, I'm delighted to be with one of the big powerhouses of the UC, Dave, who obviously has been kicking everybody's butt last season in Season 14, is off to a good start in Season 15. Welcome, Dave. It's good to have one of the UC members on.
Glad to be here, Benny. How are you?
I'm fine.
It's fantastic to be here.
I'm fine. The only concern I have, Dave, is you sound very much like Tripperus, my bane, who always gives me,
No.
always has a go at me. He was having a go at my record yesterday, 17-4-3. He said it was a poor record. I was weeping.
Well.
I'm not good enough to go 17-0, but it should be good. It should be good, and it'd be great to see what the UC think of the teams and how it goes. So basically, what happens is my secret formula. I do every single team, and they're checked off against not hundreds, but 34 different classes of stuff, and the formula finds out which team is best suited in the long run to win the championship. Last season it said it was Fant Fox's, 2 seasons ago it said it was Fant Fox's choice and it won. So let's see how it goes. The formula base says if you're in the top 10, the winner should come from there. So we'll see if the formula does well this time round. So let's get on to it straight away. For people who come in late, they can always watch this back on my YouTube channel. So the team what has the wooden spoon, the team what basically the formula says if it wins I'll just give up, is a high elf. It's a pro elf team. It's Hero's top elves. So that is where we're going to start. I was slightly surprised because I thought this team is pretty busted, but I was surprised to see at the bottom because Hero is a very good coach. Let's see if I can find it. This is where it takes me ages to find the team. You'll probably find it before I do. Where are we? Oh, Mercy's here as well. Kind of a big deal, Mercy. Where is it? Can you find it? What page is it on? Because I am having a nightmare. There we go. Second page, top middle. Top elves. See, I'm obviously saying in English. It may be completely different in Spanish. I don't know. Shouldn't be.
No problem.
It's saying, where is Dave? Can you not hear Dave, Gimlick?
Hello, Gim. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Murphy.
See if we can hear you before I start spouting off about this team. I don't know. We're gonna get. There's a delay, so we'll have a look in a moment. See, before we start talking about. Have you got the top elves on your screen though, Dave?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. Right. We'll wait for. Welcome, Dave. I think that means they can hear you. Thank God for that. That Gimlick trying to give us a heart attack.
No.
Gimlick,
Hello.
Oh, yeah, he can hear you apparently. Gimlick, I've just woke up, giving me a heart attack like that. Not cool, buddy. Not cool. Right then, let's get on to this team then. What do you think then, Dave? Take us away. Anything you like about this team? Don't like about this team?
Yes, I like the number 11. He's a good player, a good thrower.
Yeah.
But it's, maybe it's a little bit weak, because a low team value. So, hey, Mercy, hey, Gimli. I think they are chatting now. So, it's difficult because only 2 or 3 pieces important in this team.
Yeah. I mean,
a little bit weak.
This guy ran into Arzuin last time out. I mean, obviously I speak to Arzuin a lot, and Arzuin saying this guy needs to learn to concede because it was a horrible match. And to be fair to him, he just wouldn't concede. And I think Tripperus in his show yesterday made a valid point. Is why didn't this guy just play one more game, even if he had to concede the game, just to get his players back? Because a lot of these are just missing the next game, but he didn't, and he had a lot of time to actually just play one game, and he didn't. And I like Hiro. I think he's a very good Elven Union coach, but this reminds me of Gimlick last season. Also, he's a very good coach as well with his elves. They were just so battered that they just couldn't do anything. And I
think Hiro is a very good coach, but a little bit aggressive. If he can score, he scores. and go on, go on, go on, go on. So
Yeah.
maybe you have to wait for a minute and
Yeah.
put
That
your pieces on the field. But it's okay. It's a very very good coach. But
yeah. I think it's fair to say I mean obviously I'm playing this game. If I was playing this team, I'd be more worried about the coach than the team. I think that's the way I would look at it. But that has the wooden spoon, unfortunately, guys. So that is number 32 on the rankings. Now the team I thought would have been bottom is the next team. It's the little halfling team. What should be a great game because he's playing the ogres first round. The Little Knights. Farag 79. Don't know anything about the coach. So it's a new coach.
Bernie. He is a UC member.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
So you know about him then. Oh, well.
Yeah. Not UC in the rackets.
Oh, shocking.
In the team.
Should be.
But he's a UC member. Yeah.
Tell you what, Dave. It should be hanged for that. In England, they would have been hanged for that treason to the UC cause. It should have UC in there. You see, the thing what threw me was the BBC. What does that stand for then? Because I thought that was some sort of league was the BBC. But he's a UC member.
Yeah, he's a huge. And he's a good coach, but always plays with halflings, you know. So, yeah.
Well, I suppose it's fun, isn't it? It's fun.
Yeah.
And they can be quite dangerous. But I mean, looking at this team, there's really not much to say. It's without being disrespectful, there's a few odd choices. I mean, it's got sprint on a little halfling. All I could think of. This was because he throws the halflings, and obviously sprint gives him that extra square. And obviously the one's got sure feet, what obviously gives him a bit more reliability when he's doing the GFRs. I like the sneaky git because that's always fun. And he's got a blodger, what obviously is good as well. He's going to get inducements. I like I said, I'm glad you know the coach because I when I was looking at the teams, I was like, I don't know this guy at all. But halflings are halflings, and they've always got a chance. Gimlick saying, me and Arzo crushed the pro elves. Oh yes, Gimlick, you bad man. They take glory. They take glory. These admins. These admins are terrible. They take glory in killing teams. I mean, that Gimlick's gone to chaos this season. Nasty Gimlick. But So what do you think then?
Think the secret is inducements. So too many inducements for this team. So he can. Well, it can be funny, because maybe many extra players, wizard. I don't know, the chef. I don't know what.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I was good because I'm at work when this game goes down. I mean, Trippers is going to stream the game, but I think it's going to be hilarious. Little halflings versus the ogres.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's going to be as crazy as it sounds. I mean, that would be awesome if that goes on.
Absolutely.
Right then. So let's go to ranked team number 30. And this was the top Norse team, Northrond Blitz. That's on the third page at the top. Again, another new coach. What's always good to see. Drake Steele 83. So if that, God crikey, if that's his year he was born, he's still, even though he's quite old, he's still a lot younger than me. So that's depressing. Norse are a funny team. I tried to play Norse a few seasons back, and I needed counselling at the end of it because everything seemed to just break. So I think you need to have you have to be very brave to play these. Again, as I expect with Norse, he's got a few pieces out. Unfortunately for him, he's got one of his Ulfa winners out. What's not good. His Yeti's good though with block, mighty blow guard, so that's a nice piece.
Wow.
So that always gives him a chance. A shame the runner, the strength 4 runner's got a -1 armor. A berserker with jump up's interesting. And he's got it looks an alright team. I don't think it's developed enough to take on the big guns, if I'm being brutally honest. And he's got to go, if he's going to win the championship, he's got to win 5 games. My impression with this Norse team, it'll be lucky to this team to last 2-3 in the attrition wars. What do you think of this team, Dave?
Well, it's a normal team because number 10 with armor 6 is weak.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yeti is fantastic, of course. Block and claw, of course, and mighty blow and guard. So it's okay, but not developed enough, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good record. 13 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. So for Norse, that is very, very good.
Fantastic record. Yeah.
And like I say, I mean, I created the formula, but if I was looking to do this as my own personal show, this guy would be a lot higher up just because of his record. Because I'd be thinking, the team's not great, but this coach knows what he's doing. He's got a very good record. But the formula does not like him. The formula says this guy's going to crash and burn. But it'll be interesting to see. I think his Yeti. The problem with Yetis is they usually have a shocker in the playoffs, don't they? They don't do as they're told. And if that's your best player, then you better praise on his best behaviour. I don't like the 2 team rerolls as well. I never like just having 2 rerolls. I can't see a leader on there either.
Yeah, of course, but you don't know, 2 rerolls, only 2 rerolls. If you lose the leader player, you have only 2 rerolls, and with the extra time or with whatever, it's a little bit.
Yeah. But the thing is, Dave, he doesn't even have he's got no leader player, so he actually only has 2 roles. And like you said, you want to be at least 3 regardless, because if it goes into overtime, obviously you don't get your rerolls back. You've got to go with what you've got left. So 2 rerolls is a long time to go. And then if you go to penalties, and you've got no rerolls left, that makes it even more harder. So I always think if you come in with 2, it is, well, I don't know. Drake Steele is the founder of the Old World League, which is the 3rd biggest PS4 league. Oh, well, there you go. Fantastic. So, but there you go. Like I said, I'm not a big Norse fan, but I think it might surprise a few things. I'm just trying to see who he's playing against. He's against Runimount, UC Bang Bang Monty. So
fantastic coach.
Runimount, amazing,
and amazing with Underworld, and he's a master with Underworld.
He's
fantastic
a top
coach.
class. Right, let's get on to the next team then. It is Team 29, and this is the Little Goblin team, GTAV. I think that might have something to do with Grand Theft Auto. Sagaran is the coach. Now, I know this coach. He's a very good coach. He's gone with Little Goblins in pursuit of the almighty dollar, he says. He always usually has really good team names and the names of the players. I must admit, I'm guessing this may have something to do with some sort of Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. I don't really recognise the names. But this sort of guy really does well with anything. You can give him any team and he'll do well with. And this could be banana skin for his opponent. I mean, obviously he's got that Pogo there with agility 4, what is awesome. It was going to be danger. He's got block on one of the trolls, break tackle on the other one. He's got plenty of secret weapons in there. He's got a Ron Jakowski sprint catch goblin, so he's obviously going to be the receiver if you can get him. Mercy says it's a cast of Grand Theft Auto, so there you go. I was right in that respect. Yeah. What do you think of this team, Dave?
Yeah, it's a decent team for a goblin race. It's okay, and many cash, good team value. So it's okay. It's a good team for goblins. Number 10 with 4, and number 9 with It's okay. It's that's okay. Interesting team.
Gimlick says this goblin team beat his wolves. So there you go. I mean, I like this team. I mean, is it too high TV? I don't know, but he does have 2 agility 4 goblins, what is fantastic. And one of them's close to a level up as well. So if Franklin Clinton was to score again number 3, he'd get another level up. I think this is a dangerous team, and this may be the best goblin team we've ever had in the whole of the season. So well done to him. And he said he did beat obviously Gimlick, so that is amazing. Record's not bad. Six wins, 3 draws, 7 losses. So that that in its way is thing. He got an absolute whooping by Azawin, but we all get that. And yeah, he did beat Swedish Wolf 2-1.
Wow, break tackle withdrawal is interesting ability, interesting skill. Number 2 control with break tackle. One of them with block and guard, but the other with break tackle. It's okay.
It's a good combination. It's a good thing. And like I say, his pogo as well can jump about everywhere in a 2+. Leaping about. So it's one of those games where people would expect to beat the Goblins, but I can see this is what we call in England a banana skin, where if you don't play it right, you're in trouble. Rob DeZone, hi Rob DeZone, the best ever subscriber, Rob DeZone. So yeah, I think they could do well. So that's the GTA team. Next team on the charts, ranked 28. Now this team got an absolute whooping, and it's interesting. A lot of these teams, what the formula doesn't like, or it says they haven't got a chance. There's a lot of the teams that are beaten up. They've got a lot of injuries, or they're not coming in with a full set of 11. And this team fought against Dwarfs, the Lustrian All Stars, a Lizardman team. He's just got into the wild cards. I think it was something like wild card number 7 or something. Let's see if I can find them. First page at the middle bottom, and they played. I think it was All Elves Are Dead, or was it? It was one of the dwarf teams that they played, and they actually got a beating. And if we look at this team, it's a sad state to have a look at. To be honest, it's got a lot. It's just busted up. I just don't know where to start, Dave. What do you think? I'll pass it on to you because I have no idea what to say about this team.
Okay. I want to see. Okay, Freeman is a good coach.
Yes.
Freeman is a good coach. So a little bit weak. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even got a full set of Saurus. That's the problem. And 3 of the Saurus don't even have any sort of skills. One of his Might Blow Saurus is out as well. I mean, this played a few hours before the cutoff, so he wanted a case he could play again. He just went through the wire. I mean, I had a lot of respect for him because he could have conceded in that game, and he didn't. He played out.
Only 2 revolts. Revolts, and not sure hands in the scheme. Oof, can be a problem for him.
I mean that's it. I mean, if you was Lizards, Dave, and one of your skinks, the first skink to roll a double, what would you go with? Because some people said they go wrestle, so then they've got like a little skink who can dive into cages, or block because then they have a blodger, and then some people say no, you must always go sure hands. What's your thinking on it?
Block. The first option always is block because for me it's better. But you need sure hands for if it's raining, for instance.
Yeah.
You have to. You can be trouble. So
yeah,
it's a very good skill for skins in that case. Sure hand, of course.
Yeah. Obviously you have to roll a double.
First one block, of course, but the other skin with doubles.
Yeah.
Maybe sure hands.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of lizards. One of my friends, Beza, who he's an amazing lizardman player. I think he's won the Blood and Tears league twice on the bounce with lizards. But I just think lizards have so many weaknesses or so many bad matchups out there, especially at high TV, that I just can't do them. I think the coach is great. But when I watched this game against the Dwarfs, I had to double check. I thought a Lizardman team with 2 rerolls with hardly any block, and it didn't help him at all. And I as much as the problem is with his team having only 2 team rolls on a Lizardman team, I mean with a Norse, at least all his team just about has block. This All-Star team doesn't, and I think he's going to struggle. I really is. As good as the coach is.
Real problem. Yeah.
But then, Dave, you look at his record: 12 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, and that just shows you
Wow.
how much of a good coach he is. I mean, for all that's happened, and for all the beatings, and even his last game, he was missing players. He was against WR82, was a very good dwarf team.
Yeah. I'm sure he has lost many players because
Yeah.
it's a weak team, and after 14 matches,
Yeah.
it's a weak team
Yeah,
for sure.
he's been some good teams. He drew with Flynn Soros Bretts as well. So I would never count out Freeman because I love the coach. I think he's great. But this team, oh man, it's got so many holes in it. It just looks like a broken team. I'm just trying to think who they're playing against. Does he have a lucky draw to start off with or something? What's a bit better? He is playing. Oh God, he's playing the Nagel, the Mojo Novas Nagel. So yeah, it doesn't get much better for him, to be honest. But good luck, Freeman. I hope you do well, buddy. Right. The next team, ranked 27. It's another new another new coach to make his debut in the playoffs. Was fantastic. It's the Kislev team, Jump. Formerly says ranked 27. So let's see where they are. They're third page, top middle for the Kislev. Kislev, to me, the thing I don't like about Kislev is the TV is ridiculously too high. I mean, their players are so expensive for what they get. I think the blitzers at 110k without block is disgusting. And when I had a look at this team before I came to do the previews, I looked at the team TV value as 1740, what's quite high, and then I looked what he had for that TV, and I thought, oh man, I would expect so much more stuff for the TV 1740, where on a lot of other teams you'd have a lot more bang for your buck, as I'd say. It's a nice team. He's got an agility 5 catcher. Movement 8 catcher. He's got strength 4 blitz with wrestle. That's nice. That's a nice piece. I like I said, the team itself's okay. I just think 1740. That's a high TV, and it's not his fault. He's not put any bloat on there, really. You know, he's picked the right things. I think it's just Kislev having problems with their TV. What do you think, Dave? What do you think of the team?
I like this team because no many injuries.
That's good.
In fact, no injuries. It's good. It's okay, and low fun factor. I can see. Only 6. Interesting. And yeah, the 2 catchers are very good, and and 4 blitzers. One of them with a strength 4, wrestle. So it's okay. It's a good team. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his record's not great. I won't lie. It's 8 wins, 7 draws, 9 losses. So it's not great. But the good thing about this is he's so excited to be in the playoffs. Is Faitok, and I love it. I mean, he where some of them will be like more worried about, oh God, I want to win the thing. I want the World Cup ticket or whatever. This guy's just so happy to be here, and it'd be great if he can, at least win a game, just so he can say he's been here, he's won a game, and I think if I remember correctly, he's on a very good side of the draw as well, so he's got every chance to get through. He's got 3 team re-rolls. I usually go with 4 on a Kislev just because of all the leaping and everything like that. One thing he's done what's amazing, and you just said, is his team is actually in one piece. Every time I play Kislev, and I know a lot of my friends who play Kislev, their team's broken. They just don't seem to, they seem to break a lot. Rob DeZone saying that no bear would help with TV. The bears are funny, wasn't it? Some people like the bear, some people don't. I never took a bear, but I just don't like the TV value. It's not his fault because it's just the way the game's been made. But 1740, that's a lot of TV for as little as he's got. But it will be interesting to see how he gets on. But that is Jump number 27. Now, number 26, we're not really going to go on to. I'll just quickly show the team because they've already been knocked out. And now I know Tripperus did a brilliant preview show for 3 hours a couple of days ago. Obviously, we're not going to go on for 3 hours, so we are speeding through a bit more than we'd like. So teams that are knocked out, we won't really take much discussion on because they're already out. So my apologies to the next guy, but I'll just show his team. It is a Dark Elf team, number 26. It's a team what Rob DeZone's Amazons played. It's CCL. I presume that is another league, CCL. Hulberthane Harpies. It was a Dark Elf team. They had a decent record. It was 12-4, and they'd only lost one game coming into the playoffs. But unfortunately, they went crashing out to Rob DeZone's team. So Humblethane Harpies, they're gone already. They was ranked 25. So we won't go on to them. All to say is better luck next time. Unlucky, Mr. Pedder. Now, interestingly enough, ironically, number 24 is actually Dimes, the Amazon team, who obviously beat him. So the formula basically said these two teams, it should be a close match, and it could go either way. And I do believe it was only 1-0. CCL is this league. Thanks, Mess. You could have said, "Hey, Bernie, don't look stupid." Cheers, bud. So Dam's Amazon team. Now we had an Xbox Amazon team get to the final last season. Unfortunately, they ran into Chorfs and it was nasty, but they got to the final. Rob DeZode usually plays Amazons. Now I'm glad to see he's got a bit more beef this season, because one thing I always said about Rob DeZone when he does these Amazon teams, he usually has one Mighty Blow killer and that's it. And experienced coaches will dial up and think, you know what, if we take care of that one Mighty Blow piece, this team becomes toothless. Luckily, he's got 3 this time. What's your take on Amazons, Dave? Do you like them? Do you think they've got a good chance? And this team, what do you think about this team?
Yeah, they are good, and Robin DeZone is a specialist in Amazon. So yeah, they are okay. A low team value with many people with Dodge.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's a fantastic team at the beginning.
Yeah,
and this team is good. Is not a high team value, but it's okay. Not especially, not injuries. Okay. Only one, number 7.
Yeah, what's a lamb woman?
Yeah, many wrestle.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to... It's a funny one, isn't it? Because wrestle, obviously, it's there to try and... obviously, first of all, try and get the ball loose, but also it should open up gaps when he's trying to obviously get the ball back. Yeah. Do you think that's too much wrestle, or are you happy with 4 wrestle pieces?
It can be an interesting question, because wrestle can help you for a moment, but many I don't know what happens. But okay, wrestle didn't throw rolls for injuries, so it's okay.
He's got the squeak sandwich kiosk, so the throw the rock and get the ref events are cancelled. Was quite useful. Rob DeZone saying D-line women. So yeah, I presume the wrestle pieces are for the line of scrimmage maybe as well. So but I can get it. I totally get where he's coming from. He's relying on his number 1, 2, 3 blitzers to do most of the damage. Statistic-wise, not bad record. 15 wins, 9 draws, 8 losses. But that's a good win for him last time out. It really was a good win for him. And the team's doing well. He always seems to do well. I suppose the unfortunate... Do I, sorry?
Number 1 with leader still, I can see. Okay.
Yep. It's pro. Number 1's got pro. It's not leader. It's pro.
Okay. It's pro. Okay. It's pro. Okay.
It's got, like say, it's got 3 rerolls. The problem with Rob is he usually runs into the likes of Arzuin in the cup. That's the problem, and that's probably what stops him from getting a bit further. Yeah. He's had a decent draw. I mean, he's obviously played a very good Dark Elf coach. He's beaten him, and he's on to the next round. I'm just seeing who he will play. He will play either Gedley or Sergel. So I think Rob gets about as much luck as I do. We always seem to run into the big coaches. But again, none of them 2 teams will have a lot of tackle. So I suppose Rob will look in that way and say, you know what, this could be a good. He could have a good chance to get a bit further. I'm not sure how far Rob's ever got into the playoffs. I'm sure he'll be able to tell us. But he's on the same side as me. It's a tough side to be on. But there you go. Good luck, Rob. I hope you do well, buddy. Right, who have we got next on the list? Oh, you know much about this guy. Number 23, it's a UC member. It's Noble, is it Pimpolados, the Bretonian team. Flynn Sorrow, the guy with a beautiful voice. Where are we? On the third page, near the bottom. Bretonians, I've a lot of history with Bretonians, love Bretonians. 1640 TV. Interesting team, plenty of guard. 4 guard pieces. I like guard on Bretonians. I'll let you talk away about what do you think about this Bretonian team.
Yeah, it's a fantastic team, and Flynn's a good coach.
Yeah.
So it will be an interesting for me. It's one of the better matches in the playoff in round one. Your doors against him.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an interesting match, and yes, it's a fantastic team. With number 4 is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting team, isn't it? I mean, I'll be honest. When I looked at this team, the thing what I was worried about was the guard. I thought, crikey. But then again, I'd expect a well-built team from Flynn. And obviously, there's a diving tackle piece on there as well. I'll be honest, if this was in the hands of a Triprus, I wouldn't be worried at all. But in the hands of someone like Flynn Sorrow, I am worried about it, because Flynn is an absolute amazing coach. One of my most favourite coaches. Positioning wise is fantastic. And I think it'll be a really, really tough game, and it could go either way. He owes me one as well, because I think I knocked him out in the quarterfinals last time we met. But so he'll be good in for revenge, I'm sure. But yeah, it'll be a good game. Like I say, he's a great coach. We're at his stadium. Gimlick says I munched his team. Big smiley face. Gimlick loves to break stuff. I'm a bit worried when he when he starts playing his chaos. I think he's going to cause us all sorts of carnage. But yeah, he did. Dwarfs have given him a beating as well, but he got a good win against the Shroom Army. He's a dangerous coach. Oh god, it's gonna be a good game. I mean, me and Flynn, as always, we always like to entertain. We'll do our best, but yeah, this team's got a good chance. The formula things, it's got a slight chance. There's a lot of better teams, it's saying. But there you go. Number 23, that's UC Noble Pimpolados. Let's go on to number 22. This coach has been in the place before, but hasn't been in for a while. It is Afro Chef and his street fighting vampires. So, good old vampires we're looking at next. And again, this team has some really nice pieces. I'm just trying to find it now. Let's have a look. Where are you, vampires?
Very interesting. Interesting team.
Took a bit of a beating from someone, though. I don't know if it was Mercy who wrecked this team or something, but it's still 16-10. But when you look at number 1, number 2, and number 3, you can see where the big dangers lie. I mean, what do you think of this team, Dave?
I can see. Sorry, one moment.
Yep. Obviously, this team is all built on all the names are from the street fighting game.
Fighting bands. Okay, one moment. Yeah, I'm on. Okay. Yeah, it's yes. I remember. I think I played with him, and yes, it's number 3 with Strange 5, for instance, and Mighty Blow. Wow, it's a namer, but very weak with. Well, no, it's okay.
You drew with these guys. You drew with these guys 1-1. But his team since playing you has had a bit of a spiral.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember.
I remember. I mean, I feel sorry for him.
Interesting match.
If we have a look at his last 6 games, he played against Abandoned's Chaos Kill Team, Philadelphia Niggles, where he lost 2-1. He then got a fantastic draw against himself, 1-1. He then played one of the really competitive dwarf teams with a lot of Mighty Blow. He drew that 1-1, but then he got beat by the Wood Elves 3-0 of Cinemouse. He then got beat 3-0 by Azawin's Chaos Dwarfs, and then he got beat by Mercy Flush's Kemri 3-0. So his team has been on a spiral downwards. They've lost the momentum and the need to bounce back. But saying that with vampires, I mean that them top 3 give him a great chance. I mean, you've got Strength 5 Vampire, you've got 2 Agility 5 Vampires. I would have liked to see a few more Thralls, but again, he's only got 20k in the bank, so his team's been getting smashed up. Deathball's in the chat. How ironic, Deathball's in the chat. He's the I get in trouble for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. He's probably the best vampire coach on the Xbox. So he's saying he's loving the Agility Vampires. Yeah, Agility 5's fantastic. Yes. His record's not great, but he has played. He's one of those guys when he's obviously span in the sea ladder, he's bumped into all the top coaches. So I think this record's a lot better than it shows. 16 wins, 9 draws, 15 losses. But I'll tell you what, this team, I think it could surprise a few. But I think he's got to keep the top 3 safe. That's the key. Keep them 3 safe is okay. The rest of the team ain't great. Number 4's not bad, a Blodge Vampire. But 3 rerolls. He usually has a leader, but that's out. But sorry, Dave.
But only 11 players can be a problem for him.
Especially with AV7 and Munchin. But it depends, I suppose. It's one of those things. But I think just having them top 3 vamps up there, they give him any chance.
Yeah.
But he's got to. You never know. We never know. Right then, next one we're getting closer to. I'm on to the next page. Number 21. Now, some people might think this is quite high. Others might not. It's the Ogre team. Lupat is how I'm going to pronounce it. It's on the 3rd page. Bottom corner right. This has had a lot of people have been talking about this team because his record is fantastic for Ogres. 4 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss. Torre, I do believe, is an MML coach. He's already won the MML World Cup ticket, so he's already going to be in the World Cup. A fantastic record with Ogres. He's got an Agility 3 Ogre. He's got 4 Break Tackle Ogres, 2 Stand Firm, 1 Juggernaut, nothing on the Nobblers. But what a great record. 14 rerolls, an Apothecary.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, and he's against the Halflings first round.
Yeah.
So he's got a great matchup. It's going to be crazy.
Funny game for sure. It will be a funny game.
I mean, what do you think of this team? Do you think it's built right? Did you like it? I mean, for an Ogre team.
Yes, I like Agility for a ball carrier is okay. And Juggernaut, Mighty Blow, Break Tackle. Oh, no doubles, no block on the Ogre. So
also unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's a good team, 14 players.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean the Ogre's Agility 3, not Agility 4. Just probably wants to say so in chat, but but it's all right. But yeah, I mean he's decided not to go guard. He's decided to go with being able to move about. He doesn't want his Ogres obviously tagged by a lineman. He wants to be able to be able to break out all over the place. And obviously they're not learners, so it's 2+. And obviously if you fail it, you've got a reroll you can use as well. So he's got 4 rerolls. I really like the way he's done this team. That 6 Mighty Blow hits as well. The only thing it's lacking really is, like you said, block. A few pieces with block would have been nice.
But for Break Tackle, it's okay. It's okay. I can make the lead with anyone. So 4 Break Tackles is a good. With the skills for there.
Yeah, I think this team could surprise a few. He's got a good draw first round. I think he'll mince the Halflings myself. Because there's so much power there. So I mean, like I said, his record's fantastic. 4 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss. I can't remember the last time I saw that good of a record on Ogres. So I think he'll do well, and we'll see how he goes. So good luck to him. Now then, the next team is a team you'll know very well. He got to the final last season. People blame the Berniers curse for the reason he lost. Yeah, I thought I'd get blamed for that. But he's back again with the Underworld. It's Rooney Mount and it's UC Bang Bang Monty. So it's the Underworld team. Can he go one better this season, Dave? That's what I'm going to ask you.
Maybe, yes.
One thing I played this team and he actually beat my Dwarfs. It was such a frustrating game because I couldn't injure anything. But he had 2 very, very good blitzers. They've gone. He's lost them. That's the first thing I noticed when I saw this team. So he's vastly weakened in that compartment. So he's going to have to rely on his troll to do most of the damage. But the thing I like about Rooney Mount is if he don't get the attrition, more times than not he wins. So I think that's always the key when you play him. He's such a good positional coach. But again, he's still got some nice pieces, and it's very low TV, 1390, so he's going to get the inducements, what I know he loves to do. This guy's a dangerous coach, and I love that he's got an Underworld again, because we need these teams like the Underworlds and the Ogres to get a lot of love from these top coaches. And he's got a nice strength 4 scare and throw as well. What do you think about this team then? You tell me what you think about the Underworld, Dave.
Yeah, it's a fantastic team. Number one is Troll with Mighty Blow, with Claw, with Block, with Pylon.
Yeah.
Oof, it's a fantastic Troll. And strength 4 with the Thrower is okay. And Rooney Moon is a fantastic coach with them.
Yes.
So it's a good team, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a clever coach. I mean, I was loving it. I mean, obviously, I obviously streamed the final, and he had a strength 4 claw of Stormverm, and he was missing the final, and he just sacked it. He was like, well, you know what? I don't need it. He sacked it, and he got himself just a standard Skaven Blitzer like number 2 is here. But I thought that was a really smart play. The only thing I didn't like about the final was he had a level up on the Troll, and instead of going piling on, he chose guard. And I just thought, you've got no guard. One thing, when I speak to like some of the top Underworld coaches like Mutt on the Xbox, he says, there's no point going guard Bernie because you're going to get out-muscled. You're better off going for kill stuff because obviously you're going to lose players, so try and make them lose as many as they can and then rely on your rats with their movement to find the gap. This time round, though, he's made no mistake. Block, claw, piling on tentacles. That's a beautiful combination. It's a shame he's lost his killer blitzers because with them, I would think he'd been one of the big guns in the thing. The problem is 13 plays is good, but again, it'll all go down to his goblins, won't it? How they'll survive. And he's only got 10k in the bank, so he can't replace anything. But again, he's a good coach, and I think he'll do well. And you never know; he may be the first Underworld coach to go back to the final. We'll have to see. Right, so we're now getting down to the nitty gritty. Now we're getting into the position where the formula is saying, "Hey guys, these are the teams what have got a massive chance to win it." So Dave, your team hasn't come out yet, so you're still in the running apparently on the formula, and scarily so am I. Messi and Gimlick, your team hasn't come out yet. I don't know, maybe the formula's broken. Let's have a look at the next team then. It's again, we've just been saying about how good Runimont is with Underworld. This next coach, he's very good with High Elves, and that is Serious Jest. Swag City MCs. I love that he goes with the High Elves. I've just got to find them. Very famous High Elf team. This name is well branded in the Serious Jest school. He knocked out Arzawain, I think last season. So that shows how good he is with High Elves. I'm glad. I'll be honest. I'm glad I didn't face him. 1760 TV, 120k in the bank, 12 players. Oh, so many stats. Number 2, Big Daddy Kane, movement 9, sidestepper. Oh my days. Agility 5 catcher, agility 5 lineman, some wrestle dodge pieces. Oh man, it's a nightmare. What do you think of this team, Dave?
Very dangerous team because too many good pieces, And yes, number 13 is fantastic. Number 12, yes, it's a good team.
It's going to be hard to stop this team scoring. That's the problem, isn't it? Yeah. It's sort of like, as a dwarf coach, and obviously your case, dwarfs, he scores, like, you know what? He's probably going to score, so let's try and make him score early so that I can try and get the 2-1 grand. But even if you go first and you score 10-8, he's got a number 2 there who's perfectly good enough to score a 1-turner. So you're never going to be safe against this team. I think this is a sneaky thing. And this team was given what we call the dark horse of the formula. This is given to a team in the form what is quite low down, but it's saying this team is probably a lot better than the ranking I've given it. So this is the dark horse this season. The first formula picked Sergel's Dark Elves as a dark horse, and that ended up winning the championship. So it's always good to see which team gets the dark horse tip. And this season it's been given to the Serious Jest. And yeah, I look at this team, and I must admit I would have put it a lot higher than 20th. As 19th. The only worry I have with Serious Jest is sometimes the dice are just horrid on him. He'll roll so many ones, or his team will get broken. And obviously, if that happens, he's in a world of pain. But usually, if he gets normal dice, he does well. You obviously played him a few games back. Well, you've played him quite a few times. 2-1, 2-1. So you beat him both times there. He drew 3-3 with Swedish Wolf, lost 2-0 to Kemry's Merciful Kemry. So again, he's on a bit of a downward spiral. His last 5 games, he hasn't won a game. So that's the thing with Serious Jest. His team sometimes goes into these spirals, and that would be my only concern. But usually when the playoffs come around, that's when he peaks. And I think this team's got a very, very good chance, and we'll see. Interested, he's gone for 2 cheerleaders, 2 coach assistants. He's desperate. He wants that 4-3 role. It'll be the 5th reroll because he's actually got a leader as well. So he's going into the thing with 4 rerolls. He obviously, you can tell he's played a lot of the playoffs because obviously he knows how good, how important rerolls are. So he's going to have a minimum of 4 rerolls for the game. So I think.
It can increase your team value, you know.
Yeah.
So 2 cheerleaders, 2 coach assistants, 40. Well, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's funny. I always go with 3. I'll be honest. I always go with 3, and I've done with it. He's also got the magician shop as well. So if he's at home, he gets a free wizard. Yeah. So that's always a nightmare for a high elf when you're against the elf or a Skaven team. So, like I said, I think he'll do well, and he's been given the dark horse tip, so he's one to certainly watch out for. Right, number 18. I love the name of the team. It's Saving Private Ryan. It's Dinar's team. Dinar was cruelly a GFI away from winning a championship when he rolled a 1, needing a 2+ to win a championship against the Rats and ended up losing it. But he's always done well, and
he's a fantastic coach. He's a very, very good coach, Dinar.
Oh, he is. I'm just trying to find the team. There we go. Page 3 near the top. Deathball, yes, we do have the financial fair play. Yes, we do. So you can only spend 40k of your own bank if you're the underdog. This seemed like a very late run with humans. I think Dan had a look at what was available, said, right, I'm going to go with humans. And again, he did fantastically well. I love his catches. Blodge, sidestep, diving, tackle. They're brilliant. Yeah. And obviously with the catches having armor 8 now instead of armor 7 on the humans, that makes him brilliant. He's got 2 mighty blow tackle pieces. We'll be trying to hunt down the blodgers. He's got 2 blitzer blodgers. I just like the way this team's put together. If his throws got accurate, so that'll help. He's got an ogre with stand firm and guard. Everything looks built right to me. 10 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. He beat the dwarf team 3-1 latest game. I like the coach. I really like the coach. I always know when I play him, it's like, oh crap, I'm playing down. He's so good. A dirty player as well. He's a dirty bugger. He really is. He does like to foul a lot, does Dana. What do you think? I mean, I can't really see fault in it, apart from maybe a bit more guard, but I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, maybe it's. But I'm looking at this team, and it's fantastic. A diving tackle with the 2 catchers are very clever because they are sticky, and yes, 2 pieces mighty blow. Yeah, maybe a little bit guard.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. It's not a bad team.
I think because the team only played 16 games, so I think for 16 games it's very well built.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
and I like this team. I mean, I was looking at this. Oh God, I so want to tip Darnard to win it. Bless him. It's one of those teams I think could go with a good draw. As long as they're winning too much tackle, I think this team could go very well. Like I said, 3 rerolls as well. He's got no stadium enhancement. It's interesting to see a lot of these teams we've looked at so far. Not many of them have got an upgrade on the stadium. What I'm really surprised at. But again, I think it's got a good chance, and it wouldn't surprise me if this goes very deep into the playoffs. So there we go. Yeah. Right, next team, ranked 17. He's back. He was in Season 1 with me when he took out the big Dark Elf player, Stuntman DD. It is Dead Throat Society, the High Elves, Rostifer. Great to see him back. I was so happy to see him back in the playoffs. He finished top High Elf player. He's on first page. The first team on the first page. Again, it's interesting. The first thing what stood out to me is when I looked at the Serious Jest High Elves, and then I looked at this High Elves, I was like, I would have had them the other way around. I would have thought Serious Jest team would have been higher in the rankings than this one. But the formula's telling me this team is better. I can't see it, I'll be honest. But he is a very good coach. His record, I do believe, was fantastic. 10 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses. Only 2 losses in the full
fantastic
thing.
With Kyles. Yeah.
Yeah. One of those was the Philadelphia Niggles. What was the Chaos Kill team? I'm trying to see who else beat him. I can't see, actually. Who else beat him? Savalos, that's a human team. So yeah, I mean, it's really weird because I like I said, I love Rossford. I think he's really good. Obviously, he shot to fame in Season 1. Team, I don't know really what to say about the team. There's not much of it. He's got a very nice strength 4 blodge tackle blitzer. Decent thrower, accurate, always helps. He's got a kicker. I must admit, when I saw this team, I had to double check this team because I thought, wow, this is really high in the rankings. This is ranked 17th, and I thought there's a lot of better teams than this. But the formula says he likes it. What do you think, Dave? Am I being harsh? Is this a good team? I just think it's a bit low, really, on skills.
Well, it's okay. Yeah, good blitzers, but nothing special, I think. No?
Would you rather have this team or Serious Jest's High Elves team?
Yeah, and I prefer Serious Jest. It's better because many pieces, many good pieces in Serious Jest team.
Yeah.
This team is okay. It's good, but for a playoff, I don't know.
I mean, if you lost, I mean, obviously, when you look at teams like this, when you're the opponent, you look at plays to knock out, and then you think, well, if I knock this guy out, then I'm almost there. With Serious Jest team, he's got so many weapons that you just can't physically knock them all out. Where this team, to me, has not got that many weapons. I mean, number 1 and 3, that's where it's all at. And that would be my concern for Rostifer, is that he doesn't have the quality as much. But again, he only played 17 games, so again, we've got to look at that. That's the problem when you only play so many games. If you don't play loads, this is what's going to happen, and we don't know how many plays he's lost as well. But that's Death Throat Society. I'll be honest, I love the coach and I hope he does well, but it certainly wasn't a team I had up there to win it. I'll be honest. Right, the next team we're not going to have a look too much about because unfortunately he got knocked out. It was Grizzly Mobs Orcs. They got knocked out by Maximum Aggression earlier on. They was ranked 16, so I won't go into them. We'll go straight on to number 15. And this is a guy who I call Hot Dice Groovy. It's Norse, number 15. I think, if I remember correctly, that was on the last page. Good old Groovy. I love Groovy. I tear my hair out every time I play him. He always seems to roll ridiculous dice against me. He is a good coach, and he likes to build teams to kill. And I look at this team already.
Very dangerous coach.
It's like he's the sort of coach where you think to yourself, you know what, I might be able to beat him, But what am I going to have left with my team afterwards? I mean, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mighty Blow pieces. He's got a Mighty Blow Claw Yeti. He's got Parlin on there as well. 2 strength ups on his Landman. An Agility 4 runner with Blodge and Dauntless. A Dare player, well, I'd expect that. I really, really like this team. The only concern is he's only got 12 players. But, you know, his TV's 1850, but I can see why. He's got a Movement 8 runner. I really, really like this team. If I'm picking holes, it would be on the Ultra Awareness. He's got no block. He's got Mighty Blow over block first. But apart from that, I love this team.
This team is born to kill, you know? So it's...
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
I'm going to go and have a look to see who is the poor soul who's playing this guy. Because I would have been weeping if it was me. It's Saving Private Ryan, so Dinar. He'll be playing Dinar's team. Yeah, I remember now because both these guys are dirty bastards. They both like to foul. So I expect to see a lot of fouling in this game. A lot of carnage. And poor Dinar. He'll be like, great, this is going to be fun. I love this team. I love Groupie. I sort of want him to go through just because I just he's gonna cause carnage, isn't he? This team is just gonna cause carnage wherever it goes. I must admit, I'm a big fan of Dinar, and I think I did probably tip Dinar to go through. But I so want Groovy to go as far as he possibly can because he's going to cause so many coaches to have sleepless nights. And I mean, you'd think, really, looking at all this firepower, he really should beat the humans. Because humans are only armor 8. I think that Yeti could take care of the ogre. What do you think, Dave? I mean, this is just carnage, isn't it? It's built to kill.
Yes. I would be afraid. It's a special team. It's a good team.
Yeah.
Very aggressive team. And, wow.
It's
very dangerous. Yeah.
I remember, obviously, I love seeing Trip play Norse because I think Trip's an extremely very good coach of playing Norse, and he always says Norse are a big kill team. You know, one of the most feared kill teams when you get them right. VPALV is another very good Norse coach, but I can't even remember Adam teams having a scary team like this. This team is just crazy.
Absolutely.
You know. I mean, let's be honest, he's no Arzawin. He's not in that bracket of coaching, the Arzawin coach, but not many of us are. But what he does do is he builds these kill teams, and this is scary. And I'll tell you what, if Groovy is on a hot dice streak, he could pitch clear anybody. So I'm really excited to watch this team. I'm so glad he's not in my part of the draw. I just can't wait. I hope he goes through because I know he'll just cause carnage. But yeah, this is the first team when I was looking at what I really, really was scared of. So that's Mokno Legio, however you pronounce it, ranked 15. Right, number 14, it's another UC member. These UC guys are all over the place. Regarded by some, and he also has the best win rate on the PS4 apparently, it's Sergel. Good old Sergel, very good coach. And it's with his Undead. Interesting to see him play Undead. I was... When I saw him playing Undead, I was like, ooh, Sega playing Undead. Very different. As always with him, though, he gets these ridiculously great records. 14 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. He's such a great coach. And we always have this little joke about Sergel. When he plays Lizards, he always takes armor on just about everything. And the first thing I looked at with his mummy, he took armor, so his armor 10 mummy. I don't know why he does it. I don't. I mean, armor 9's good enough. Why you'd want armor 10 on mummy, I don't know. It's your first skill. But it obviously works for him. He knows what he's doing. He's a far better coach than me, so who am I to criticise? Segel's a really funny coach because he rocks up, he plays early on, doesn't play loads of games. You look at his teams and they're like, they're alright, nothing special. But he always does well. Even when he won with his Dark Elves, it was one of the most average teams ever. But the coach is so great, he gets it done. And again, we look at this team. It's a nicely built team, nothing special. It's the typical Sergel way, and it does him so well. if you didn't tell me this was Sergel's team, if I didn't know Sergel, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take this team. I'll take this team first round, no problemo. I'm not scared of this team one bit. And then someone would turn around to me and say, well, actually, the coach is Sergel. I'll be like, you know what? I don't want to play this team. He's too good of a coach. I'll play somebody else. I look at it. It's a no-frills team. It's a typical Sergel team. What do you think? Would you like to play against this team?
No, because it's Sergel.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Not for a team, but Sergel is a very good coach. So they move very, very, very well. So this team is not good, not good, especially, but
yeah.
It's a good coach moving that pieces. So it can be interesting. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Two armors here, number 11 and number 2 the moment.
Yeah.
So, no, number 1, sorry. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Rob DAZN, just going back to the Groovy Norse team. Rob's saying Groovy, he thinks that his Amazon team should be higher up than Groovy. Because he's done well against him in results. And what we'll say, Rob, the formula basically looks which team's better suited in the long haul. And he'll look at things like, obviously, reliability, survivability, and firepower. And that firepower on that Norse team makes it a lot more dangerous than your team. I'm not saying you can't beat him, but I totally get where the formula's coming from. Totally get where it's coming from. You know I love you, Rob. You know I love you. I've got a lot of love for you. But the thing is, like I said, although I've created the formula, I have no say in this. It's got like, I think it's like 32 different filters. And I run these 32 filters through every single team. And the main thing is, obviously, it does take into the skill of the coach. It does take into things like the firepower and reliability. And it looks at the benches and stuff like that as well. Because don't forget, to win a final, you've got to play 5 games. And like I said, it's not always the formula doesn't look at head-to-heads. So the formula wouldn't have said, oh, you know what? Because Rob almost beat him, or Rob did beat him, Rob should be better than Groovy in the rankings. It doesn't look like that. All human emotion goes out the window. This is based on stats and stuff like that. So that's basically the reason why. I'm sorry about that, Dave. We'll go back to the... I just wanted to make him aware of that. Yeah, like I said, I'm in the same boat as you. If this wasn't Sergel, I would not have a problem playing this team. It's a nice built team. Why, though, does he take armor on a dirty player? Why? Why? Is it some sort of like lucky charm he has to take? Has he done a pact with the devil where, you know, he said to the devil, give me great Blood Bowl knowledge and I will put armor on everything I roll armor for? Because why would you put armor on a dirty player? It makes no sense apart from TV blow. I don't get it. Because your dirty player is probably going to get sent off. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I love Sergel. I get the mick taken out of me, especially in the early days when I was a big Sergel fanboy. People used to take the mick out of me. And some people like Tripper was like, oh, Sergel's not as good as you say he is, Bernie. And all of a sudden now people say, oh yeah, Sergel's a really good coach. So they've all come round to how good he is. I can't pick this team to win the tournament because to me, it's not good enough. But it's Sergel, so we just know Sergel will do it because he does. But I think if I remember correctly, he's got a tough first game, a really tough first game. He's against the Beastly Boys, Gerdly's Chaos, so that should be a great game. I'm just having a look at the chat. Maybe his data player has been a big target, whether he uses him or not. Mess says, especially as he would have given up movement. Yeah, exactly. Mess says I'd have took the movement over that. Gimlet coming in. Sergel is good, but he's a lucky coach. Oh, when you're good and you're lucky, that's a dangerous combination. But there you go. Let's get on to the next team then. Number 13, Unlucky for sub. Now, this coach spat his dummy out last time I did the formula. He wasn't happy. He thought his Dark Elves should have been a lot higher up in the ratings. So I hope I haven't upset him this time round. It's Mojo Nova's Nagel and Blood and Tea is the Achieved. Now, this team apparently has gone through a bit of beating. But I think they've done... I think it's still a pretty good team. I think Gimlick has... done well against this team before, if I can find it. Where are we? should be where? Oh, there, page 2. The Achievers, Mojo Nova. Let's have a look at his team. Oh dear, yeah, he's got strength 4, piling on Mighty Blow, Claw, Pestigo. He's got another Mighty Blow, Claw, Pestigo. He's got an Nagel Warrior, Mighty Blow, Claw, Pestigo. He's got Claw on his Nagel Beast. He's got a very nice Ball Handler, Blodge, Show Hands, 2 heads, Kick Off Return. He's got a Strip Ball, Tackle, Wrestle Piece. It's a nice team. Only thing, I mean, when I did notes for this team, as I do, he's only got 11 players. So if you can knock a few of these players out, and you will need to because of the firepower he's got, then gaps will appear because they're a slow team. That was the only thing I could say. Gimlick has munched this team too. Gimlick, he's loving this show. He's saying, I wrecked that team, I wrecked this team, I wrecked that team. Gimlick, you nasty pasty. But again, this team's scary. Again, it's a team, even if you beat it, it could seriously take a lot of your players out. So it's a worry. 3 team re-rolls, down fan factor. He's got the security gate. Yeah, I like that. 24 wins, 6 draws, 10 losses. Not too shabby. Surprised he got beat by Trips Lizards. I thought that'd have been a good matchup for him. Obviously, Gimlick, Swedish Wolf. They've really caused a lot of losses on this. Any Danish guys in chat? Pass. I don't think we really have any Danish players, to be honest. But what do you think of this team then, Dave?
It's a good team because the Beast with block and
Claw.
two pieces important with claw. Wow, it's good. It's good.
Would you have took dodge instead of claw or pro instead of claw on a double?
Maybe stamp firm or well, I don't know, but it's good with claw. I think.
Yeah. I mean, Claw's always a good thing to have. Might blow Claw, you gotta love it. But I'm just thinking on a Beast of Nagel, I would have probably gone pro or dodge for roadblock. I would have probably gone pro because I've only got block, and the amount of times this thing goes stupid. To have to be able to use pro, I think is a lot more important. If he didn't have any of the claw pieces, I could understand why he'd want the kill, but he's already got enough firepower. I think. I mean, then again, we don't know when he got it, but I think as soon as you get blocked, on the next level, you should always go pro on a Beast. Personally, he's obviously got 2 new Nagel Warriors, so he's had to bring them back. So that's slightly weakness. Yeah. I like his team. He's got a good ball carrier. He's got a good good ball sacker. The only worry is with this team is if you take out that piece, then he's in trouble. If you take out his runner, he's in trouble. He's got nothing else as a backup. So with his TV 18-20, if the other team has a wizard, I know a lot of coaches like to give it to a lesser player. He hasn't really got anything else he can really give this ball to do a good enough job. So that would be my concern, and only having 11 players. But he does have the firepower. He's a fantastic coach, really good coach is Mojo Nova. Yes, and I think he'll do well, to be honest. So we will see. So there you go. So number 12. Now this is an interesting one. There's 3 admins in the competition. There's obviously myself, there's Gimlick, and there's Mercy, and we haven't had an admin team done yet. No guard, yes, there's no guard on that Nagel team. Good spot, no Gimlick. That would be a problem. That would be a problem as well. Good spot, Gim. Absolutely. So the next team is this is interesting because I was very surprised this was so high up on the rankings. Now, I must admit, I haven't seen this team. I haven't seen the team for a while. It is number 12, and it is Lime Cordial. It is Kemri. A Kemri team at 12? What madness is this? It's kind of a big deal. Mercy Flush, though, so he's a big deal. So maybe he's in that position because of his reputation. I'll have a look at the team now. Let's have a look. I know I love this team because it has Tom Brady in it. Let's have a look. So he's got 2 block Guardians, he's got 3 Mighty Blow, a nice agility 3 Blitz with Blodge and Tackle. He's got a decent ball carrying Tom Brady. Break Tackle. It's a good team. Is it worthy enough to be 12th? I don't know. Dave, what do you think? What would you be scared to? Would you be scared to play this? Yeah.
Sincerely, I hate Camry teams because yeah, absolutely agility too. And And when I see a fantastic team like that with 12 pieces, well, agility 3, 4 mummies, well, it's good. It's okay. And Blizzard with Divine Tackle, yeah, it's okay. But I don't like Cambry. I don't like
Yeah,
Cambry at
I mean,
all.
I don't like, I don't like Emery for. It's not the agility 2 what worries me. It's the decay on the Guardians what worries me. And if you go into
Yeah,
like a lot of claw, they could really wreck your Guardians. I mean, they are strength 5, but I, that's the only reason why I've always been put off trying to play Kemri. I mean, Messi plays Kemri extremely well. Um,
yeah, absolutely.
and you know, this team could do anything. He's good, and the thing is, as I made a joke with him, he got a beautiful draw, and he's part of the draw. He has no excuse. He really has a great chance of going far, and he has a very good record as well in the playoffs. Maybe the formula has picked up on that because he does have a good record. He always does well with these sort of teams, and the formula's no fool. The formula's like, hey, this guy can coach. This guy seems to peak when it comes to the playoffs. This guy always does well in the playoffs, and he's been given a great draw. He's against all Elves are Dead, what is a battered dwarf team in first round. I think he'll do really well. He's got a kick player, what's interesting. I like his throw ras. It's a good team, and obviously he's very good. The problem with this guy is he runs into Arzuin so much. I know he's like, oh my god, not Arzuin again. What doesn't help when you're trying to progress your team. 15 wins, 11 draws, 12 losses isn't great, but he has played Arzuin about 6 times, I think. It's ridiculous. But he is a very good coach. Very big win against Swag City MC. I would have thought that would have been a team he would have struggled against the High Elves, but he got them beat. He beat he beat V-Powers Wood Elves. He seems to do well against the Elf teams, what's really surprising, because you would think they would be the teams he'd struggle against. He got a good draw against Slow and Easy. He's a great coach. He's a great coach. And I think with the draw he's been given, he has a great chance to be the first Kemri guy to at least get to around the semi-finals. So good luck to my fellow admin, and hope you do extremely well. So we're almost into the top 10. So this is the last team before we get into the top 10. The formula states that whoever is in the top 10, that is where the winner will come from. So if you're not number 11, Dave, the formula is saying that you is one of the lucky 10 will win the championship. Number 11 then, let's get on to it. It's funny because number 11 is All Elves Are Dead. It is actually Mercy's opponent. And again, I looked at this team, and this team has had a car crash. He's lost a lot of players. It's a dwarf team, and ironically, it was a top dwarf team as well. So the formula thinks my team's better than this one. But again, I like the way he's built this team. Loads of guard, loads of mighty blow in there, some nice stand firm. He lost one of his really good runners, unfortunately. I don't know if it was the last game or the game before. This team's battered. But the 8 players he does have, they're all very, very good. They all do what dwarfs can do. So he's got another, 210 to add on to that in team value. So he's going to be 1,600. The problem for him, though, is that he's going to go up against Tomb Guardians, strength 5. Now, I always think when you dwarfs, one team you don't want to play against is Kemri because of their strength. His Troll Slayers are going to have to come up big here with their Dauntless. It's funny, this team, because there's not many of them, but what he has done is nice, and he's got a strength 4, agility 4 blitzer. It does have a niggling injury, but if he looks after him, he's a game breaker. I mean, what do you think of this team, Dave? Do you like this team?
Yes, but no, not many people. So it's a problem, a real problem. Only the runner. Yeah, okay, block. Well, maybe, but it's a problem because Cambry 4 Tom Guardians. So
yeah,
it can be nice. Well, okay.
I mean, he's got he's got a decent record. 21 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses. The problem with this guy was, like me, he had to keep. Well, he was in a 3-way dwarf fight, so he had to keep playing. Now, technically, if we want to be harsh, this team should never have made the playoffs, because in his last game against Chaos Training, he needed a win to get into the playoffs. and he was going to probably draw 0-0. But the coach of Case Training, he blitzed the Elves' ball carrier, and he got the POW, but he misclicked and pressed the push button, and because of that, the Elves went on and won the game 1-0. And made him top dwarf, and caused us admins a lot of carnage in the thing. So he's quite lucky to get there, but at the same time, I think he deserved maybe that bit of luck because he played so well against a lot of good coaches. He gave Azwin a good game, although he lost 1-0. And I like I said, he's another coach who's been trying to get to the playoffs, and he's finally got there. So I'm really happy for him. And I think this team could go well. But I don't think it's a great matchup for him. But then again, you can say if he can tag these AV7 skeletons, it could pretty quickly start churning out KOs and injuries pretty quickly. So like I say, I must admit I was surprised it was up there, but I think it's because the players he does have are all well built, and he does have that vamp player as well. So there you go. So now here we go then. We're now into the top 10. So the formula says the winner will come in these 10 teams, and at number 10, this guy's already played. He won his first round game. It's Maximum Aggression. Now, I do believe you're a big fan of this team. Mercy was a huge fan of this team. I think Mercy tipped him to get to the final. He's already won. He beat the Orcs, so he got rid of them. Shagrath, as we know, is a very good coach, and obviously, I think he's got to the final twice. So, a nice high TV, 960, and he's got a level up to come. I'm just getting onto the team roster now. If it'll ever... Come on, get onto the team roster. It's not having it. There we go. A lot of blodge, a lot of sidestep. I can't remember who said... Someone said this team rolls insane dice for armor breaks. I think it was Mercy maybe who said that. He's got he's got a Parley on Witch. What's interesting, don't know why I went with that before Mighty Blow or Block or anything like that. He's got his own killer. He's got a leap in agility 5 blitzer as well. I suppose this team gets in trouble if it goes against a Chorf or a Dwarf team. He wouldn't really want to clash into one of those. But I'll let you... I mean, everybody seems to love this team. I like the coach more than the team, although the team's well built. Why is this team so good, Dave?
Well, for strength fourth is a good lineman, and maybe number one when he leveled up. So, well, it can be interesting. But in round 2, against Doors or against
Bretonians,
Reds, well, it can be the... But it's okay. It's a good team. Yes, it's a perfect team because no injuries.
Yep.
And 12 players, 12 good players. So only an eagle in the number 11, I think. So yeah, it's okay. It's a good.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, he's a great coach. Yeah, I mean, he's a great coach.
Absolutely.
I mean. Yeah. The problem with Dark Elves, I mean, I've spoken to people like VG Purists, obviously from the PC, and obviously Mercy, and they said the problem with Dark Elves is their TV skyrockets a lot. 960 is going to be given a lot of inducements. I mean, obviously, but if me or Flint got through, he would be giving us inducements. So that's the only negative I can see on this team. But again, he played well against the Orcs. I mean, I felt sorry for the Orcs. Couldn't pick the ball up, but hey, that's the problem when you go against Elves. If you don't pick the ball up, you're always in trouble. I like this team a lot. I like the coach. I can see why it's in the top 10. There's a lot of hype in this team. A lot of people are picking this to win the championship. Maybe third time lucky for Shag in the final. Who knows? But there you go. That's number 10. And obviously, he's got Elf Turf as well. So whoever he plays against, we will be on Elf Turf because he's at home.
And Shagrath with vampires was fantastic.
Oh yes,
was very, very, very good. And so wow,
definitely the best vampire player I've seen on the PS4 by far.
Yeah.
So there you go. So 24 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses. So not bad. Right, number 9. Now here's another. I tell you what, this guy. He gets so many people who tip him to win it every season. So far, he'd failed to deliver. But he always has good teams. It's Pony Slay Station 3, Projeki's Rats. Now, this guy loves to play Rats. He's very good, very aggressive coach when he plays Skaven. Great coach. But for some reason...
And the record is...
Oh, it's phenomenal record. Let's go to that first. 19 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Brilliant record. He's got the Magician's Shop as well, so he's at home. He'll get a free wizard, whatever's scary. He's got a Stone Vermin, Mighty Blow Claw with Horns, with Tackle, what's good. He's got Stamp Firm, Claw, Rat Ogre. He always seems to get very good Rat Ogres, this guy. And then you look at his gut runners. Wrestle, Strip Ball, Dauntless, Tackle, brilliant. Sidestep, Diving, Tackle, Wrestle, Tackle, Dauntless, Gut Runner, Agility 5, Big Hand, Blood, Gut Runner. Oh, this team's great. The Lion Rats, they're not very good, but you don't expect them to be. Don't want too much TV on there. Got Kick, Rat, Guard Rat. I like this team. I must admit, I love this team. 3 rerolls and Apothecary, 13 fan factor, one of the highest fan factors in the tournament. And he's got a wizard if he's at home. What's not to like? What do you think of this team? I love it. I love this team. What do you think, Dave?
Absolutely. Four good runners, fantastic, and Blitzer with Mighty Blow, Claw, Horns, Tackle. Wow, and it's a very, very good team. Too many people, 13 players, so wow.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I think it's important to have a good bench as well, because obviously Rats do break, especially the Alarm Rats. So, and he's got 80k in the bank as well. I really like this. My only concern with Projeki is every season we look at his team and think, oh yeah, this team's going to go well, and then they don't. But to be fair to him, he got knocked out by Rooney Mount, who went on to make the final. So there's no shame in there. But this could be easy. This definitely could be his season, because this team is really good. I suppose it depends on the attrition. If he started losing a few of these gut runners, that would change his chances significantly. But he always seems to have a good Rat Ogre as well, and that Rat Ogre is fantastic. Blitz us out of a cage, stand there, but stand firm. Yeah, I think this team's very, very scary. Right, number 8. I do believe this is another UC member. It is Crocs. Is it Crocs or Cox? Zaskar Maskar, Orc team. So we've only got one Orc team left. But again, very good. He upset me. I'll be honest. Cox upset me a bit because he conceded in his last game when he was winning 1-0 against the Dwarfs after he had one injured Lan Orc. I'm very passionate when I play Orcs, and I was disgusted through how quickly he threw the towel in. I know what he's saying. He's saying, look, I didn't want to I was thinking of the finals, so I get that. But as a no coach, to run away from a fight when you're 1-0 up against Dwarfs, that's not how a no coach plays. We play to the death. But saying all that, what a team. Great record. 20 wins, 10 draws, 3 losses. Love it.
Yeah.
His Orc team, I like the way he's built them. Plenty of guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 7, but unfortunately one's out. Mighty Blow, plenty of that. 4. God, again. But then again, Cox is... I look at Cox in the same way as I look at Gruby. Cox builds teams to kill. I've not seen him build a team finesse-wise. It's always about the removal, always about killing stuff. I think if he had gone against an elf team or something, he'd be in a lot of trouble. But against the Necro, it's going to be scary. But it's going to be a great game. It's hard to call. I haven't played him that often to really have a proper sort of how good he is compared to the Sergals and the Arzawaynes, but obviously this team is a good team. Is there I mean,
teamwork,
yeah. I like how he's built it. I mean, is there anything you'd like to see different, or are you a big fan of this team, Dave?
Yeah, it's a good team. Not definitely the best, the best Orc, but it's a good team. Only 2 tackle pieces, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be okay. And Cox is a fantastic coach too. So yes.
Yeah, I mean. The good thing is, Mess has just picked up on it. He says, Frenzy on Ball Carrier will be fun. His Ball Carrier has Frenzy. Yeah. Interesting choice to put on your Ball Carrier, I must admit. Interesting. But hey, I love it.
Number
yeah.
8. believe it.
Yeah, we saw this with Wheeler's Orcs, where he had this one player what was this blitzer what did everything, and obviously it looks like Cox has gone the same way. So this guy's the ball carrier. He also serves players. He also gives a free re-roll as well. It's gonna be interesting to see how he goes. But yeah, this team again, a lot of mighty blow, a lot of guard. I think this will do well. He's got a bad draw first round though against Gimlick's Necro. I think it'll be an amazing game. He said it's on Tuesday 9 p.m. If I at work in Gim, I'll definitely stream it. I've got my shifts. I haven't had a look at them yet, so I'll have a look if I can.
It will be interesting.
I'll do it
for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So there you go. That's that team. I love it. I mean, are you at your ground, Gim? Are you at home? If it's the Orcs, it's the security gate. So there you go. So that's that team. So now into the top 7. It's getting close to see who's going to be the champion. Number 7. Talking about champions. It is Murder Happens. What basically is the Chaos team of Shod. Now Shod won the final against Runamount last season with his dwarfs. I talked to Shod a lot, and he was saying, "Oh man, this Chaos team is driving me crazy. They just die. They just will not do what they're built to do." And we've all had teams like that. Usually that happens when we're with Chorfs. But again, it's still a scary team. And he's saying this team's jinxed. And what happened in the draw? He drew ours away in first round.
Yeah.
So, but I think he's got a chance against the champ. Against the champ. My apologies, against the 4-time champ Arzawin. He's got the tools to beat Arzawin. I mean, number 9, agility 4, mighty blow tackle piece. That's a nice piece. He's got a strength 4, mighty blow claw pal on block piece. He's got 3 guard in there. He's got a strength 5 case warrior with mighty blow claw. He's got a dare player piece. He's got the tools to make it a bad day at the office for Arzawin, even if Arzawin got through. The big thing though, is such a shame, is ball carrier got an agility down. So he's only got an agility 2 ball carrier. What's a shame. That could be big. He's a blood jet. To be honest, I'd still give him the ball because he's the only guy who could really run it with it. So that is a bit of a bad thing for Shod. But again, I think this team, even if it lost, could take a few players out with it. Arzawin won't be happy to play against this team because he'll think, you know what, even if I could beat it, this team could wreck my team. And like I say, you've got to win 5 games to be the champion, and this is the sort of team you don't want to be playing against because even if you can beat them, you could lose a few key players, and he's got some scary players. 1 cheerleader, 1 coach assistant, 3 team rerolls. Obviously, he's got the apothecary. Fan factor's not great for 7. His record's not brilliant compared to some of the Shod teams. 24 wins, 9 draws, 10 losses. So. Yeah,
but he was very, very unlucky, I think, last matches with this team because too many injuries.
It is. And the thing was, the reason he got himself into this trouble was because, how can I put it? He wanted to get, I think it's something like 1 XP away from leveling up one of his guard Chaos Warriors. And obviously what happened is it all went wrong, and the one he tried to level up actually ended up dying. Someone said, well, basically, he's still agility 3 is the ball carrier because he's got extra arms. Yeah, he does have extra arms while giving +1 to pick the ball up, but that does not help him from dodging. That was the key I was looking at there, to be honest. I love Shod. I think he's a great player. I think he's improved every season what he wanted as a coach. And I'm a big fan of Arzawin, and I'm not saying Arzawin won't win, but I don't think this is cut as dry as it is. If someone turned around to me and said this guy beat Arzawin, it wouldn't shock me because this team is built to do well. 1840 TV. I can't remember what Arzawin's TV is, but I think he will be getting inducements. Unfortunately, he's only got 11 players, but I think he'll do well. What do you think, Dave? Do you think this team can go well? I know he's against Arzawin. Do you think this team could trouble Arzawin?
Yeah, maybe. It's an interesting team. But 11 players.
Yeah,
you will need more players for sure.
And
But as a
yeah.
one versus shot, it's a fantastic. Wow, it can be a final perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Gimlick says as wins around 2030. So if that's the case, he will have 190k to spend. Unfortunately, because of all the busted players, he has to be spent his cash in his bank, so he ain't got that. So he could get a wizard. He could go 2 babes. Or he could try and get a chainsaw or something like that. I don't know. I don't think I'd go for the chainsaw because he's already got enough killer pieces. I think the decision will be between either wizard or 2 babes, or maybe a babe. I'd be looking at. But yeah, I think it'll be a great game. I can't wait for that one. Right, so number 6. Now, I spoke to this coach, and he wasn't happy that I tipped him. Yeah, no, go figure. He said this is probably one of the best Chaos teams ever to grace the Champions ladder. It's the Beastly Boys of Gardley. Only 1580. But he did finish top of the sea ladder, so they can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Gedley, I think he's won
Number
the last 2 championships of the MML, was obviously a big league on the PS4. Yes, it may not be scary as, say, Shod's team, but he's a great coach. He's one of those coaches where you're so surprised he hasn't won a championship because he's that good. He's got 3 guards. He's only got the 1 kill piece. He's got a very nice Beastman ball carrier, agility 4, 2 heads, fend, block. It's all right. It's all right. I mean, I must admit, I was very surprised. It's as hype as it is, but again, it's in the same mold as Sergal. You know, would I want to play this team? Yeah, I don't mind playing this team. But then you find out the coaches, you think, you know what, I'll pass. What do you think of this team? I know it's not as good as, I don't think it's good as a shot team, but do you like this team? Can you see it going well, Dave?
Well, I don't know. Only 2 mighty blows, and well, it's okay. Galle is a good coach, so
Yeah.
it can be. In fact, he was number 1, like you said before.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. But okay, the team 1,580 low TV for Chaos team.
But he's going to get inducements against a lot of players. That's key. Ged is
Yeah.
very good with inducements.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So-
yeah.
I think the way it is, I mean, the team's not great, but obviously, and he is missing a case warrior. What's bad for him, but and obviously a very good beastman as well. But he will get inducements, and he's got 150k in the bank as well. Yeah, we do have the financial fair play award, but that will still help him with replacing players and stuff like that. He's got the security gate, 27 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses. So he can say all he likes about, well, it's not a great Chaos team, but his record says otherwise. Very, very good. I mean, I saw, I saw him play against Anu Biscuits, the Khemri team. What people would say was a shock defeat, but I saw that game and nothing went right for him. And he has beaten the Norse team, what we talked about earlier, the Moko Legia. He beat Grizzly Mobbers all 3-1. So he's played some of the playoff teams already. I just love him as a coach, and it's surprising. I'll tell you what's surprising about Gadley. To me, he's regarded as one of the best rat coaches on the PS4. I'm very surprised he's been suckered into playing these kill teams. I mean, he played Case Dwarfs. He's now played, and they didn't do very well. And now he's playing this Chaos team. And I'm like, oh man, I just would have loved him to have gone Rats, because I think if he'd have gone Rats, he may have got himself a championship. But we'll see. He will turn around and say, Bernie, this team's top, and they're top for a reason. And I think they'll do quite well. He's got an amazing first round game, though, against Sergal. Sergal v Gerdley. There's so many games like, Arzuin Shot, Gerdley, Sergal, Gimlick against Cox, what would grace a final. I think it'll be a great game. And I think they'll do well. So we're almost to the end. We're into the last 5. So just to remind you, the 5 coaches still to come up is myself. I'm worried. I didn't think my team would be that high up. We've got Dave's team. Dave, my co-announcer. His team's still not come out yet. Tripperus. How on earth Tripper's got in the top 5? I don't know. The formula's obviously broken. Obviously, we've got Gimlick, the nasty smiling assassin Gimlick. And obviously, no surprise, Arzawin's team's not come out yet. So they're the 5 coaches left. There's a Necro, there's a Chorfs, there's a Lizards, there's another Chorfs and a Dwarfs. Dwarfs and Chorfs dominate the top 5. Interesting. So let's get on to it then. Which team finished 5th in the formula? It was the guy who loves to hate me, Tripperus. Rainbow Hunters, the Lizardman team, is ranked 5. Rainbow Troopers, he had a very good record. Let's have a look. 25 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. A good record. And I must admit, I don't usually like the way Trip builds his teams. I really don't like it. But this team, I really do like. He seems to have covered every base. It reminds me of a human team, good at all trades, but not excel at one. He said skinks are bloat, so he only really wanted the one decent skink. He's got an agility 4 skink with sidestep, catch. Catch is an interesting one. And sure fit, I presume he'll be for handing off on the 110ers. He's got 2 break tackles, 1 with wrestle, 3 guard, strength 5 piece. This killer, number 2, he's been amazing for him. I think he's lasted almost all the season. One agility 4 died. Yeah, I think that died quite early on. I like the team. TV-wise, all right, yeah, 1820s, good TV. The problem is with this team, and I'll say this about any Lizard team, is there's so many bad matchups. Trip fears elves. He didn't want to play against elves. He's against Rostopher's high elves. First up, I think he's got a good chance against Rostopher's high elves. I think it could run into trouble later on in the draw. I like this team. I can see sort of why it's in the top 10. What do you think, Dave? Do you like this team?
Yes, I like this team. It's a good team. Number 8 with Cats and agility 4 for the final handoff to score.
Yep.
So it's a good, it's a good team. Yeah. And number 3 with strength 5. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I like the team a lot. I mean, like I say, I'm just a bit wary on Lizards. I see Trip played a lot of teams. I would have rather seen Trip with Norse. I haven't really seen him play a Lizard, but his record seems decent enough. But I think he's gonna be going against high elves, so he'll probably be able to get a wizard. And you just think if he loses his skink, that agility 4 skink, all of a sudden this team dramatically reduces his chances. I understand where he's coming from. He doesn't want too much bloat on his skinks, because that is a main problem with a lot of Lizard teams, is that the skinks always make the TV go really high. He's done a brilliant job of keeping that low and putting all the quality in the Saurus and obviously the Croxigo. So I like that. And like I said, as much as me and Trip always have a laugh and always take the mick out of each other, I'm not gonna lie. I do like this team. I just think this in the hands of an Arzawin would make it more scary. But then again, I suppose you could say that about any team.
Croxigo with stand firm is a good skill.
Yeah, I like I said, it's a well put together team. It really is a well put together team. And he has no excuse not to go far with his team. He has won with Chaos Dwarfs in the final before, so I expect him to do well, and good luck to him. Right, number 4. You'll know this guy. It's another UC member, and it is your team. Yes, we're going to talk about your team. So now be nice in chat. Be nice. Don't start upsetting him. The old Havanera, as I'll call it. I'll probably kill the team name. But again, I love Dave because Dave was a superstar. He kept beating the living daylight out of poor Cinemouse's dwarf team, what was a big threat to my team. And nobody could beat it, but Dave could. I love this team. I really, really... When I was looking at all the teams, For the lovely Bairn's tip, this was one of them I would gladly give it to. This team's built like it should be. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guard pieces. Love stand firm, 3 stand firm on there. He's got his Mighty Blow, Palanon, Killer down there. The only thing this team lacks is Claw, what I'm sure will be annoying. But then again, yeah, that is. But obviously, you've got the Strength 4 blocker, you've got a Strength 5 Bull Centaur with Breaking Tackle, and it's scary in sure hands. Agility 4 Hobgoblin, Dare Play Kick Hobgoblin. I just like this team, I really do, and I'm not just saying it because you're with me. I love it. It's a really good team. I like that you've gone Dauntless on one of your blockers as well, just in case you come into Khemri team, something like that. Gimlick saying no Claw, not a big deal. Laugh out loud. What do you mean? You're not scared to play this team, or are you saying don't worry if I haven't got Claw? Make it a bit clearer again, because I'm not sure what you're saying. I like it. The Bull Sentinels are good. Strength 5's always good. TV's nice. 1850. 3 team rerolls. You've got the Magic Dome. Very shrewd. Very shrewd. That 21 wins, 10 draws, 5 losses. So again, a good record. Like I said, this team just, I just like it. Mercy's asking, why did you not go with your undead? Because obviously you're regarded as the best undead player in the on the PS4. Did Sergal have something on you? Did he blackmail you in not to go undead and you had to go Chaos Dwarfs? No. Was that why? Because everybody says David undead. What a combination where they say Shagwrath and Vamps. When someone says undead, first thing what comes up is Dave. Because you don't seem to lose with undead. You don't lose with undead. Don't know how, you just don't lose. So it's a valid point. Why do you decide to choose these instead of undead, Dave? Answer the crowd.
It is better. This team is better than my undead. My undead was with 1,500, I think, and not a competitive team, you know.
Yeah.
So my Chorfs is better.
Yeah.
Sincerely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought that as well. I think it's because your reputation with undead, you just don't lose with undead. So people are like, well, he just doesn't lose with them. But I mean, I'd be the same.
Lucky.
Yeah. Oh no, you can't be. Every season you don't get beat by with them. So it must be more than luck. But I get why you've gone with this team. I love this team. I think it's definitely going to be one of them teams who will be up there. Who you got first round, Dave?
Versus Wood Elves.
Wood Elves. Oh, poor man. Yeah. My commiserations, Wood Elves. So that's not bad, man. Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because Wood Elves, you think, oh yeah, Dave's going to just absolutely just crush them. But the problem is the Wood Elves could be 2-0 before you crush them. That's the problem. So it's a bit of a banana skin. I would imagine a lot of people say, oh yeah, Dave was going to win this. But yeah, I love this team. I love this team. I think you'll be there or thereabouts again. And I know a lot of people will be tipping this team to win the full thing. Right, so we're now into the top 3. Gimlick, Benny, or Azwin get the tip. Interesting. Number 3 in the formula is 10-25. Not forgotten. It's my team who got third. 1870. My team was quite lucky in the fact that while other teams around me were getting complete carnage where everything was losing players left, right and centre, I sort of got away with that. I didn't lose much. I'll let you talk about this team, Dave, because obviously it's my team. What anything you dislike about this team?
Yes, I like a lot. This team is a good dwarf team. Yeah, and 13 players. Troll Slayer, fantastic with Mighty Blow and Pylon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's and your number 2, your runner with agility and strength. Wow, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I don't feel that this team was finished. I mean, basically, I was trying to qualify in the PC, and then my PC went boom. So that thing, it was. And then I thought, oh well, I'll try and qualify on the Xbox what I did with the Rat. So this team was left alone But then all of a sudden all these dwarfs came out of nowhere. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? And I lost my last game. And I'll be honest, I don't think I played. I think I said to Azwin, that's the worst I've played in 2 years. So I was glad I got that out of the way. But even then, if Messi didn't roll a double one, I would have still got a draw. So I'm blaming Messi for the loss, not my bad play. But even so, I don't think this team's finished. But they're capable of giving people a bad day at the office. Everyone knows I like a bench. Some people say, well, that 13th play may be a bit too much, but the problem was I already was carrying gold bloat, so I thought, you know what, I'll keep the 13th player and then I can always sack him if I need to. I brought this team back for the fun after season 1. I love my number 2. He's a big runner for me, but I also like number 7 with the extra bit of movement, because when I go against Wizards, I'm not scared to give it to number 7. And he was, I think he was the one who was famously in season 1 had the ball and should have won it for me, but saw an elf by itself and decided to take a detour and beat up the elf and cost him of the game. So he's got a lot to owe me. Gimlick returns. Well, Gimlick, no level up. Come on, Gim. It's about time you did something. But it's a good team. I like it. Shod's been my main superstar, number 3. He's killed and caused so much carnage. I must admit I was surprised that it was third. I don't think it was as good as that, but I can see with a bit of luck, and they have got 13 players. They are AV9. Tripp says it's a bad record. I disagree. I think 17-4-3 is pretty good. I will hold my hand up. 2 of them losses were all my fault, and the other one was just one of those things. But I've got the Nuffle altar, but that's not in play because I'm draw. The only time I think I'm at home is I think in the semi-final if by some miracle I get there. So that won't have anything to do with it. But yeah,
too many Dove teams.
Yeah,
in this season.
It is. I think Messi said for every 5 teams created, one of them was a dwarf team. I think, or something crazy like that. He said there's more dwarf teams played this season than anything, and that's why there's such a mad rush near the end to qualify. So I'm just relieved I'm there because I honestly thought I was going out last day. So everything's a bonus. I'm against Flintsaurus Brett. Should be a good game. So there you go. So we're down to the last 2 then. It's Azwin or Gimlick will get the triple B rating. So it's Chorfs or Necro. Interestingly, could go either way. So let's go to team number 2 then. The second ranked team in the 4 million rankings is El Tercer Pajaro. Azwin is ranked 2nd. So let's go to my good friend Azwin, 4-time champion. Obviously I speak to Azwin a lot. He had the Nurgle, he had the Chorfs. He was torn between the 2. He's decided to go with his Chorfs. It's a good team. Ironically, when I spoke to Azwin, I was saying, I preferred his Chorfs over his Nurgle. But then as he kept playing them and he started to lose attrition, I decided, I think he'll go Nurgle. But in the end, he's kept loyal to the Case Dwarfs. You obviously know him very well. He's your big gun of the UC. Take it away. What do you think about this team? Do you like this team?
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic Chorf team.
Yep.
With Blow, with Mighty Blow, with Stand Firm, with Guard. Wow, it's fantastic. Number 9, Kobo with Sure Hands, with Agility, with Blood.
Yep.
Wow, with Hand. Fantastic, absolutely. 13 players, and 13 are good. Wow.
I like number 5. Number 5's good. Blow, Mighty Blow. Dauntless Jump Up. Oh man, it is a scary team. And then, look, it's Azwin, 4-time champion. Now Azwin, as great as we go on about how great he is, and we all love him, he's had a bit of a wobble in the playoffs of late. He got dumped out first round by the High Elves when he was Wood Elves, and I think that really put him off playing Wood Elves ever again. Last season, I do believe Sergal dumped him out first round. So, all of a sudden, he's showing that he is human, he can be beat. And he's going up against a Chaos Kill team round 1. Dare we think that Aswin could get the hat trick of eliminations first round, that would be unreal.
Yeah.
It's a good team. The formula loves it. And I love this team.
Yeah, he's a fantastic coach with
Oh,
a
he is.
fantastic team.
He's
Lovely.
the worry I've got for him though is obviously with the World Cup coming along, he will get it. He will if he doesn't win this season, he will get an invitational to, like, I think it's a knockout round where there's a ticket for the World Cup. It would be a crying shame if Aswin did not make the World Cup, because he is. I still think he's our best PS4 coach. I think he would make the PC coaches sit up and take note of that. Hey man, PS4, we've got some amazing coaches, and the likes of yourself, Sergel, Azawin, Gimlick, who's in chat. We've got some great coaches who I think are just as good as the PC coaches, and it would be terrible if Azawin didn't make it. But again, typical Azawin, 2 data players. Yeah, he loves to foul. Great, he's got a very good ball handler in the Hobgoblin. I like this team. He's going to have a tough matchup first up. He is going to be given inducements away. But, you never, ever count out Azawin. He's got the Magic Dome as well. Very similar to you, interesting. That both of you, obviously. And that's smart, because obviously you're not very good agility-wise, so I can see totally why you've got there. Not everybody can have a Maze Flush, kind of a big deal. A Vampire Dwarf, I get that. 31 wins, 9 draws, 5 losses.
It's very interesting. The Bull Center with Frenzy. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good pick. I picked Frenzy on in my trophy teams on Bull. I like it. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's good to have one, because then people have to be worried about the SAD when they go down the SAD, because obviously it's strength 4, and it's obviously got break tackle as well. I like it. I mean, I know why he's gone tackle. I totally get why he's gone tackle. I would have been tempted to maybe go Juggernaut, just because that would be someone who's as great as a positional as Aswin. That'd be scary, because his other bull centers already got tackle, but I get why he did that. So let's go on to the team. What apparently will win season 15. And Gimlick seems ecstatic. He seems so happy in chat. Damn you, Bernie Buffon. The pressure, the curse. I'm an admin, I can't win it, he says in chat. He seems so happy he's got the number 1 spot. But, last time the formula was here, FanFox won it with the tip, so we can't be having this curse thing. This isn't my tip, this is a formula's tip, so it's not as bad, game honest. So the Gimlick team is Necro, so let's have a look. Swedish Wolf. He's won the championship before with Necro. Can he do it again? Looking at this team, oh wow, it's so well balanced. I love it. This team, 2 data players, like it. Cheap zombies, put the boot in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guard pieces. He's gone through so many wolves. That's the only nightmare he's had, but each wolf seems to come back stronger. Number 11's a great wolf. Mighty Blow, Blodge, Dauntless, Tackle. Nothing safe against that thing. Obviously, if you could have got Palin on, that would have been brilliant. Mercy the Great, a brilliant white. Mighty Blow, Jump Up, Tackle, Piling on. Bernie died again. Well, yeah, of course I will. He's not bad, though. He's got a Ghoul, Blodge. I like this team. I suppose, if anything, if I was picking holes in it, his ball carrier is not great. It's a very standard, very vanilla ball carrier. But I think he did lose a good ball carrier, to be fair. What do you think, Dave? Do you like this team?
Yes, absolutely. It's a fantastic team. 2 whites are very good.
Yeah.
One of them with Pylon, Dodge, Mighty Blow, Tackle, and one of the wolf is
scary.
Is great. Yeah, scary, absolutely.
And even his golems are good. Yeah. Even his golem's a standard block guard. Shame he's got a -1 armor, but it's still good enough. I just like the way this team is built. Unfortunately for him, he's against Cox's Orcs, so that's going to be a tough game for him. But I like this team. I can see why the formulas picked this team as being the top team. Yeah. Like I say, there wasn't much. I mean, on the rankings from 1 to I think it was 5, there was very little between them. So they were all very close. So it could go either way. But the formula really did like the Gimlick's team. I can see why. He's got a tough draw of round 1, but this team can take on anything. I think he's got the squeak sandwich kiosk.
14 players, 2 dirty players, so
yeah,
wow.
35 wins, 12 draws, 9 losses.
It's a good combination.
Oh, it's a good team. It's a good team, and I think it should go close. It's a fair. I mean, it's against the York's first round. What's he after that? Let's have a look. I'm just going to go and see who he would play against then. So if he beat them, he'd go up against Trippers, Rainbow Troopers. He's got a good record against Trip usually, or the High Elves. So I'd fan. Do you know what? I think the winner between Swedish Wolves and the Orcs could go all the way to the semi-final. Because there's nothing much apart from maybe the Lizard team, what I'd be scared of with either of them two teams. So I think round 1's huge for both of them. But there you go. So there we go. That is the formula done and dusted. Congratulations to Gimlick, you lucky devil, getting the formula tip. I'm sure you're delighted. Thank you very much for Dave. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
It was a pleasure, mate. It was a pleasure, absolutely.
It's always great to have one of our best players on the show, giving us a wonderful insight. We've had loads of people wanting the UC to come on because, UC brings so much into, obviously, into Blood Bowl. You are, you Spanish guys are some of our best coaches, and it's great to have you on board. We are trying to get Arzuin onto the admin team to try and help out, bridge that gap between the Spanish coaches. So they've got, someone they can, go to. Because obviously, as an Englishman, we're very arrogant. We just expect everybody to speak English. We just expect everybody. So that's just typical English. So we apologise for that.
I'm so sorry for my English. I'm sure your Spanish.
Your English is fantastic.
It's better than mine.
Oh no! Well, it should be. It should be. Considering I am English, I should be. But your English is perfect. I could understand. I bet the chat can understand you much better than me. I'm from a place called Hull, in up north in England, and we have this very gritty, hard to understand language or accent, I should say. So even the English can't really understand us. We're like cavemen. In England, we're the Vikings of England up north. We don't rape and pillage women anymore, so don't worry about that. But yeah, that's sort of what we are. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, obviously, if we can get Arzuin, I mean, obviously, Gimlick and Messi are in chat, so we're hoping to have good news and get Arzuin on board because I think he will help. And I think as well, he will see our thought process and the way we go through with all issues, and he'll be able to say, look, there's nothing against UC here. It's really, it's very fair to everybody. So I can't wait. If we can get him on board, that'll be great. But anyway, there we go. We've done and dusted. Thanks again to Dave. Thanks for everybody in chat. And obviously, if people have come in late, it will be on my YouTube channel probably tomorrow. Otherwise, you can just watch it on my Twitch channel. And we're done. Good luck to everybody in the playoffs. Make it the best we've ever had. And we'll see you on the Blood Bowl Punch. Take care, guys, and see you later. Bye-bye.